welcome to another money morning routine. Okay, so, a lot has happened. I feel like, I haven't been on for a really long time. Last week was really nuts. I ended up getting the norovirus on Thursday, and I am just now feeling better, and it's Monday. And the norovirus is no joke. I am learning this. I spent all day and night throwing up Friday, Saturday, felt better, started to feel better Saturday night into Sunday. And then yesterday, kind of a little more stomach issues. And so I'm just really taking it easy. So also, I know I'm probably going to get comments in this video. I ended up ripping off one of my nails when I was doing some yard work. So there's that as well. I apologize if that is a distraction, but this is real life and I don't have time to fix it right now. So, okay, so moving on. A lot has also happened with my finances. I was able to do some things on Wednesday into Thursday with my finances. We'll be talking about that, getting caught up on my spin the wheel savings challenge, but let's go over my spending. Okay, so a couple of different things. I had a copay for my son's sports physical, $15. I went and got gas. We ended up doing the UFC fights over the weekend. Had a small group of friends here. My joint account, so I contribute and invest $700 a month into me and my husband's joint investment brokerage account. I did some back to school shopping on Thursday morning with James and got some of his stuff covered for that. So here's the spending of that money now. It truly happened last week. However, it took a couple days for those things to post. So even though it posted later, I put it on the date that we actually did the shopping. And then, back to school savings inflows, because I used our back to school sinking fund for that. So I spent $194.56, bringing my checking account balance down to $2,081. But then I used my back to school sinking fund as a savings inflow, as a deposit back into my account to cover that expense, bringing my checking accounts back up. So let's go ahead and get updated with highlighting right here on my checking account expenses. Okay, so checking account spending has been completely updated. Let's go over here to my cash spending. I had some cash spending, and I know for a fact on one of my envelopes I didn't get a receipt, so I want to find out which one that was. So I have $0 left in beauty. Miscellaneous, I still have my $50 for that. Fun, let's check for fun. I know because my son came to me. We had a sleepover. My son had a birthday party, and so I gave him some money. So let's check. It was Believe My Fun because I wrote it down. So 8:15 B-Day party. I just didn't write down the amount and not do all the math. So I'm left with $30 left in my fun envelope, which means I spent $30. Okay, so I'm going to write this down really quickly on my expense tracker so I don't forget. So 8:15. I'm just going to say B-Day party. And I'm going to say James, $30. Okay, so that's written down just because I have no receipt. So that's envelope has been updated. Okay, household, I still have my $44. Pets, I still have my $50. And food, I have a receipt in here. So let's go ahead and look at food. Here's my receipt. Ooh, I saw a $5 bill in there. Oh, this is because my husband wanted McDonald's and I ended up getting McDonald's for him and James. So I was out and about running errands, and when I do that, sometimes my husband says, pick me up some breakfast. But I hate McDonald's, so I shouldn't say I hate McDonald's. I can always do a Big Mac, but I'm not a fan of eating it if I don't have to. And so let's count how much cash I have left in my food envelope. So $738 is what I have. So let's write that down. So $738, and I got McDonald's on 8/16, and you can see I spent $23.14. So I'm going to write minus 24 McDonald's. Okay. And then I also saw a 5 in here. So I'm going to steal that. A 5 for my $5 challenge. Okay. So I'm going to get the cash back in my envelope. All right. So today, 8/18, $5 challenge minus 5, leaving me $7.33. So I'm going to scan my receipt in the Fetch Rewards. I'm going to put this 5 in my $5 challenge jar. And then I need to write these 2 transactions down on my expense tracker. All right, so those 2 have been done. So all of my cash spending has been updated. Go ahead and get updated with my spending here for the highlighting. Okay, so that has been updated as well. I do want to show you one of the things that I worked on in my workbook, my budget by paycheck workbook, is I was able to update my savings goals trackers. This is where I am. Obviously, I have used some back to schools money. So that I also didn't have saved as much as I thought. It was like less than half than what I thought. But it's okay. We were able to make it work. We still have a couple of other things to get, but we'll make it work. So this has been used already. I have stopped contributing to our wedding anniversary fund. I need to get back on that. But the rest, I'm really close to doing and hitting Christmas right here. And then my property and my house, my property taxes, and my house insurance. So we're getting there. Another thing that I worked on was my yearly spending overview. I was able to fill in July and get that completely updated. So that is good. It's also a brand new week, which means it's time for me to spin the wheel. One of the things that I've been doing this month, in the month of August, is working on my savings challenge from my Budget Mom Savings Challenge Volume 1 book. It has 12 savings challenges, and inside the book, you get everything that you need to complete the challenge, the worksheets, the little cash envelopes, everything. They're really, really fun, and I love doing them. So this one's called Spin the Wheel, and every single week I spin a wheel, see how much I am challenging myself to save for my cash envelopes rather than spend that money. So let me get my on there and spin. See. Ooh, a big $25 today. That's the biggest amount so far that I've spun. So let's take a look at my cash envelopes and see where I can pull $25 here. Now, I think what I might end up doing, it's the 18th of the month. Let's see, household. I might do it from household. I think I'm going to 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I'll take the 24. I'll take the 24 from my household. And that's the great thing about these challenges. If you can really customize them and tweak them for your life, like even though I got 25 on the wheel, doesn't mean that's what I have to do. You can do it. You can increase the number. You can decrease the number, however you want to go ahead and fit what's truly happening in your life. So I'm going to go ahead and take that from my house. So let me write that down. So today is 8/18. I'm going to put savings challenges minus the 24, leaving me $20 in my household. And I'm going to put the $24 in my little spin the wheel envelope. So that was 8/18 plus 24. I've saved $44 so far. You can see I've done it every single week, and that has now been completed for my savings challenge. But we do need to write this down on my cash expense tracker. Write it down here. So 8/18 savings challenges. Okay, so that has been completely updated now. Okay, as we get closer to the end of the month, if we look at my August calendar, I'm going to be closing out my budget. Looks like I'm going to be doing that on the 29th, which is Friday. So about 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be closing out my budget because we're right here on the 18th, and I'm going to be closing out on the 29th. So that means we're more than halfway through the month. You should have your September budget calendar. You can see mine is already done for the most part. The only thing that I need to get done on here is my bills. So I'm going to go ahead and get my September budget calendar done, as well as my budget done. So I need to get that. Wow, I'm really surprised I haven't done that yet. Usually I like to do this about a month ahead of time, but I have my budget calendars like prepped and ready. I just didn't get my bills written down or my budget. So that is the process I'm going to be starting today, and that is Monday morning.